Coach, we talked about you bringing coming back on what was it? We had you on
Yeah,
Friday,
I think
and here you
Thursday.
are Thursday. Here you
Yeah,
are,
Thursday because they moved the game. Right.
right?
That's happy to see you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good thing every time we link up, it means you're moving further. Before we talk about this matchup, let's talk about the way you guys got here with beating a very, very talented Springfield Tigers team, one-loss team. We said in this one that you guys were technically on paper going to be the underdogs. You said that's exactly how you liked it. What were some of the keys you saw from the boys on this in this game to victory?
I mean, it was. I don't want to say it was a sloppy game, but it was a real like grinded out kind of game. Obviously, Mick got in foul trouble really early. Got 3 fouls in the first quarter, and we had to adjust our game plan just a little bit. And we really wanted to get the game going up and down. We thought the more possessions, the better. Would for us. Then when he went out, we really couldn't do that. So we kind of went more in our ball screen motion offense and tried to slow the game down a little bit from the offensive standpoint. We just had to get gritty defensively. We were playing man early, and they're just, they have three really talented players, and we were picking up fouls left and right, and we just decided to drop back into a zone. We really weren't planning on doing that. We decided to drop back into a zone, and we got a stop, we got another stop, and we just stayed with it. Our kids seemed to get stops doing it. And obviously in a 38-31 game, defense and rebounding were pretty important for us down the stretch. And then, we were able to make a couple guys made some huge plays in our game.
Yeah, and one of the guys that I talked about him before you came on, but I'm going to give you the chance to talk about him. Talk about Ashton O'Brien and stepping up big for his team down the stretch and leading the team offensively and what he meant to that game, and obviously what he's meant to your team all season.
So Ashton, he's gotten better every game this year. I think it was just more just getting his feet wet with varsity basketball, him being a sophomore and kind of inexperienced, and, growing with confidence. But when we were down early, I think we were down 12-6. Ashton hit a couple shots to tie it up, or I think he hit a shot to tie it up, and then he hit two buckets to give us the lead, one at the buzzer going into half, and it was kind of the same thing. Beginning of the fourth quarter, I think we were down 3. They hit a big bucket to go up 3. And he came right back and responded. I think Mick found him in the right corner, and he buried a 3. And after we tied it up, we took the lead the next possession. I think Rocco maybe got a steal, Rocco Turner. Jackson Mino had a big bucket. Drew Pecchia had a couple big buckets. And then we really never looked back after that.
Talking about this matchup with the Red Devils, I think it's another one where, like I've been saying too, there's going to be so much basketball talent, I think, on the court because there's just so many guys that can do so many things well. It's two schools that is no more than 10, 15 minutes apart from each other, and you guys get to go down to Kent Memorial Fieldhouse to do it. What have you seen from the Red Devils this season? And give us some keys that what you guys are going to need to do well against them and what you guys are going to need to try to prevent them doing against you.
Well, another team that, I watched a lot during the year, like I told you guys, I like watching a lot of teams in our district play. They were the 2 seed because they could have very well, justified being the 1 seed. I think when we voted, they had 1 loss early in the year and Springfield was undefeated. So, I think the tiebreaker just kind of went to people voting Springfield won over Campbell. And, they're going to be the best team or one of the best teams we've played all year. They're extremely athletic. They run the floor very well. They force a ton of turnovers. They're monsters on the glass. Kevin Moore's their main guy, but they have a lot of really good other players, mainly seniors. Xavier Leonard, a lefty. He's about 6'2", 6'3". He's very good around the bucket, mid-range. Koros, number 11, strong guard, great on the glass, great finisher. Really good driving the basketball. Jamar Weaver, number 5, point guard. He's had games this year. I think he scored in 20, 25 points. They have 4 guys that can go off for, 15 plus on any given night. And then there are other players after that, and they're playing a couple freshmen that are pretty good. Number 4, I don't really have all their names in front of me. I'm looking at the scouting report right now, but they're a talented basketball team.
Coach, is it my question? I can't remember, Ty.
Yeah, it was, but I can I'm cool with talking to Coach Palermo more. Looking at this team, though, too, Coach, and looking at your side of the things, I think the one thing that no doubt has been so impressive to watch on this run in the tournament, your defense. I mean, full court pressure and just the way you guys have been able to trap and just the IQ level of all these players, too. We talked about that with Coach Siegfried as well. Talk to me about just the IQ and the defensive pressure that your team's been able to apply on these teams and just how proud you must be of them.
So it really starts when you're talking about the IQ, of all of our, I think our, like the 9 or 10 guys we have on varsity right now, all of them are like honor roll students. They're very smart kids. They're very intelligent kids. And they all really buy into their roles. We have guys on our team that can shoot it, guys that can handle the ball, guys that are good defensively, guys that have a knack for scoring, have a knack for rebounding, and they really know how to maximize all of their ability, with their pertaining to their role. And that's really not something, I mean, we could kind of put that together as a coaching staff and whatnot. But that really comes from them. Now, the IQ, the defensive IQ of it, when we teach them something, when we tell them we want to take something away or we want to implement a new strategy, or a different concept, those kids are just very bought in. It starts with the senior class all the way down on making sure everyone in our program understands what we're doing. And again, that, I guess that starts with us, that starts with me, then our assistant or coaches, but it really starts with the seniors, making sure everyone is bought in and doing what we're supposed to be doing. That's really it. I mean, these kids care about winning. They care about one another. I couldn't give more credit to them if I could.
Coach, you've been here before. It's the back-to-back district champions. You won last year against Waterloo, and now you're back here. How much is the experience of getting to regionals and winning a district and knowing what this stage is kind of like going to help you guys this year?
I think it helps. I think it definitely helps being through it. And, I was going to say, being in the field. We didn't play in the field house last year, so we played at Twinsburg because they tried splitting everything up because of COVID. But getting to this time of the year and just understanding how difficult it is to win a district title game and not taking for granted the opportunity, I think that's important for our kids. I think they understand that. I'd like to say we were just happy to be there last year, and that was the reason we lost. But no, we got beat by a lot better team last year. Luther and East ended up winning the state championship. They got to get playing. They got to get playing for Georgetown right now. He's playing Villanova the other day. But yeah, I think it definitely helps us. That we were. We played there last year. We understand the routine. Getting on the bus, making a long trip, and all that stuff.
Coach, I mean, just talking about the run that you guys were able to go on to, I think it's been impressive. But one thing I want to note, too, is that a lot of people talk about your kids, and you mentioned the IQ and just being honor roll students, but they've also mentioned them just being upstanding young men as well, too. And what does that mean for you as a coach, hearing these kind of positive things from outside sources talking about them being good characters and good citizens of society, good future citizens of society?
I mean, that's the most important thing, the winning and stuff, that's great. Hanging the banners and stuff, that's great. But if that's how our staff, my coaching staff and myself judged ourselves, that's really the wrong message we're sending to the kids. We give the kids a whole sheet, when they're a freshman about, what we want, what we expect of them of a Cardinal Mooney basketball player. And it talks about winning and losing. But if you look at the winning side, it has nothing to do with basketball. It has to do with being on time for class, has to do with, doing your best in the classroom, following the rules, being a good teammate, showing good body language, celebrating your teammates' accomplishments, always being prepared for practice, having your shoes, having your practice jersey. We talk about that's what winners do. And then the losing side of it is having bad body language, making excuses, not doing your homework, missing school or skipping school, stuff like that. And, the better we've got with those values, coincidentally, the better our basketball program has got, the better our team has got, and the further we've got in March. It makes me proud, when we have some of these big wins and some former players, we'll shoot you a text. You know, shoot you a text, tell them, you know, hey, how's it going, coach? Love you. You know, see what you guys are doing. You're doing great stuff, making us proud. And I'll ask them what they're doing. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm just getting ready to graduate, you know, in the springtime, you know, from college, or, just got this new job. I'm in Chicago. I'm in Columbus. I'm doing, and whatnot. And, seeing that stuff and knowing that these kids that we have, these seniors and these underclassmen are falling right behind them, whatever they do in life. Because none of these, we don't have anybody that's going to go to the NBA or anything like that. But, all these guys are going to be stars and whatever they're going to get into after high school and college, whether it's their career or their families.
Coach, you have one more practice before this game tonight, and the game's obviously tomorrow. What's going to be like the last overarching message or the final message to this team in the last practice before you guys gear up for this game tomorrow night?
I mean, there's a couple things like we always talk about. There's always a lot of keys to every game, but usually the main ones are rebounding, taking care of the basketball, high percentage shots, stuff like that. We always tell our kids just to control what you could control. Being as prepared as you can be. That starts with practice today, being focused. We're going to go for about an hour and a half today. You need to be focused the entire hour and a half. You need to understand the game plan. You need to watch film when you get home. You need to memorize the scouting report. You need to get your homework done early so you can get to bed early. You're not tired, in class. You need to be focused on everything you do. And, if you stick to that process and create those good habits, all that stuff takes care of itself. Now, as far as the game is concerned, we've got to take care of the ball and we got to rebound. Campbell's going to be hard enough to stop, just because of how well coached they are and how good of players they are, but we don't want to give them anything extra. We don't want to give them second chance opportunities. We don't want to, my old college coach used to call them atomic bomb turnovers. We don't want to give them any turnovers that lead to, direct points. It's hard enough to stop them, so let's not give them anything easy.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck on this tournament game on Wednesday down in the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. I'll be there along with Alec to call the action. And, hey, who knows? Maybe come Friday we'll have you on the show again to talk some regional finals games.
I hope so, man. I hope we're talking on Friday. You guys have been good luck.
I love it.
All righty, Coach. We'll talk to you again shortly.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.